All right. So hopefully we're live, waiting for the YouTube audio response coming up. Let's check the audio. 1, 2, 3. 1 second. It's still off. Oh, it's not connected properly. Mhm. Let me check because I made some modifications to the system. So audio, microphone. Oh, it doesn't see the USB mic. Why does it not see the USB mic? Mic, default microphone, microphone. Yeah, it's all the same. It doesn't see. Let me try unplugging, unplugging, replugging. There it is, microphone USB. So now it should be good. Let's listen in. Yeah, much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's good. All right. All right. Okay, let's go to Discord. Let's go to Discord. Let me just pin the comment, pin message, and let's go to Discord and see what's happening on the Discord. So last we were in the vegan server, level 0. It was a good debate. There's good debaters on Discord, on the vegan. Let's see this guy.
Remember.
I think it was Pig's. But if Pig started it first, then you're probably gonna get it.
Hello.
But anyways, Mr. Slave 41 streaming live. Okay, nice name, man. I do that shit every day.
Yeah. Does anybody want to debate anything?
No, we're having a debate because this motherfucker won't stop saying he's gonna eat his fucking piggies.
No, they're trying to eat my piggy, and I don't want them to eat my
I will
piggy.
chop up to that motherfucker. I don't care. I will eat his ass.
My piggy did nothing to you.
I don't care, bro. You see the profile pic? You see the profile? I'm gonna chop up that
guys.
piggy.
Relax. It's just a
I'm gonna eat that pig and turn him into a fucking burger.
I don't get my calluses and trusses removed, bro.
It's just a bunch of kids here today, bro. So you're not gonna get a debate.
Listen, bro, I came here to debate, but nah, this fucking pigs kid won't stop saying shit. I came here.
Well, he's trying to eat my piggy, and I don't want him.
Yeah, and I am gonna eat your pig. I am gonna.
No, you won't.
Turn it into fucking
my piggy's
bacon.
a cool kid.
Stop fucking showing me. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna eat your pig and fuck him. I'm gonna fuck him in his ass and turn him into fucking bacon.
Why are you trying to fuck my piggy in the ass?
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking eat your pig. I'm gonna turn him into fucking bacon.
Yo, Tammy, can you stop munching on your cheeses, bro? I can hear it through the mic. I'm sorry, I actually had a debate,
so
bro. I heard everybody yelling at my goddamn
I pasted a link to my debate propositions page where there is 60 odd number of propositions.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. But here's the thing: is who?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck asked,
motherfucker?
I don't give a shit about your debate page. Welcome to Vegan World, motherfucker. You got a debate right here. No, there's no website. We're gonna type in the debate shit.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to fucking Vegan World. You debate here, pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Stop trying to eat my piggy, though.
I'm gonna eat.
And one of the sides is that we.
I must have missed the day where they took away all the rights for the trans.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello. Does anybody want to debate anything?
Oh, dude, are you sure you can debate anything?
Yeah.
He's sure he can. No.
What's your best argument? Go on, give Give us your best argument.
You
for
mean
your
my
best
best
debate.
proposition?
No, your best argument
For what?
for debate.
Why I think I can debate?
No, you said, does anybody want to debate, right? I don't think that you can debate, right? But I'm going to give you a chance. What's your best argument that you are going to put up for debate?
I don't understand the question. And it sounds like an ad hominem. Sounds like you're referencing me instead of any topic.
Wow.
Yeah, I was saying, like, you want to debate. What is your best argument? Give you the best chance that we can give you, right?
I don't understand you. What do you mean by give
well,
chance? I don't
Do
know.
you want to debate?
Yes.
Okay. What's your best argument that you can defend in a debate? And we'll see if anybody wants to challenge you in debate.
I listed my propositions. I linked to my
What's your best? What's your best? Just go with your best one. Go.
I guess the first one is, they're all the same, so first one.
Go on then, make your opening.
Copy pasted. So.
No. Like, this is a verbal debate, right?
Yeah.
Make your argument, please.
Let me just paste. You don't have to look at it. It's for me. So I prescribe to amoral egoism, which means I assume, I think it's the best assumption that all life in the universe is amorally egoistic, which means no one has morals and everyone is egoistic.
You assume that.
Yeah, I think it's. I assume. I describe. I believe that is the best descriptor of all life in the universe.
Okay, and how would we debate that?
Well, you can disagree, or you can ask questions. What I mean by amoral.
Is that not just your experience?
Like
your experience has been that, meaning you hang around with the wrong people.
No, this includes amoebas. This includes any life form. This includes aliens.
Oh, when did you talk to them?
No, I'm just assuming it's an assumption. I believe it's the best descriptor. It's the best descriptor of all life. Never spoke to an amoeba. You can tell how amoeba behaves. It's egoistic. It's amoral. You'd have to agree with that. And our bodies are basically just a conglomeration of amoebas. So basically, that's one way you can argue that we're all amorally egoistic.
Hang on, are you saying the human body is just a bunch of amoebas?
Of course.
Yeah.
Amoral amoebas.
Amoral amoebas.
Well, obviously,
Could you define amoebas then? Like, what's your definition of an amoeba?
Well, an amoeba is a specific species. I think it's just a single-celled organism. So our bodies.
You think humans are single-cell organisms?
No, they are a bunch. They are a cooperative of many. I would say maybe 1 trillion such amoebas. Each cell in the human body, is its own living. It's like an amoeba. You can view it as an amoeba.
So, if I went out and found a load of random amoebas, I could put them all together and make a human body.
Theoretically.
And assume amoral.
Amoral. Sorry.
When you look at an amoeba, when you see it under a microscope, can you tell that it has morality? Does it care what it's going to eat? Does it care if it does good or bad? No, it's amoral, obviously.
Well, you just made that assumption. Again, it's an assumption, right?
Yeah.
You don't know. Unless you're claiming you're an amoeba, and you know.
Even if I were an amoeba, I wouldn't know. I don't know anything.
How do you know?
Well, I am an amoeba.
How do you know that you wouldn't know that you're an amoeba?
I am.
Can you debate assumptions?
I am an amoeba. We just went through this. I mean, you'd have to agree that we're just a conglomeration of cells, each of which
Why would we have to agree?
Well,
kind of debate tactic is that?
What do you wait? But I mean,
You have to agree on his assumptions. I mean, debate over.
Okay, so if you guys want to debate, I think it's better to have one-on-one. But anyway, I mean,
we're not into a debate, dude.
That's fine.
We're not. So when you so hang on a second. Let me just explain it because you come here often. You're a regular. We don't mind having you in. But let me say this: when you come in and say, "Does anybody want to debate?" In this particular Discord, we're much more into conversations rather than debates. Because as Bev said, we've heard you now for quite some time. We don't believe you can debate. I don't think it's possible to have a debate with you.
That's ad hominem.
It's not an ad hominem. It's an assumption.
You're referencing.
You just went with an wait a minute. You just went with an assumption. Well, you
yeah,
did
I'll agree
with
that sort of assumption from you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
That's ad populum.
You'd have to agree. You'd have to agree, Mr. Slave, that you cannot debate.
That's ad hominem.
No, it's an assumption.
It's completely irrelevant to our discussion.
No, it's very relevant to the assumption. Because we're talking about assumptions, no?
Ad hominem is irrelevant. I am irrelevant to this discussion.
Well, you've claimed it's an ad hominem. My claim is that it's an assumption.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to correct me, but if you're referencing,
well, I have.
Okay,
it's an assumption. You claim it's an ad hom. I claim it's an assumption. Are we debating right now?
It's up to you. You said you don't want to debate. So.
I was asking if we were having a debate in your mind. In your mind, are we debating right now?
Sure. Everything is a debate.
Everything is a debate. I see.
So are you an amoeba or are you a debate?
There's no contradiction. I mean, obviously, based on known science, we
then?
are.
Known science. What's known science?
As far as I know, what is known science? Well, which word do you want me to clarify? Known or science or both?
You said known science. What is it? What is that?
So I'm asking which word do you want me to clarify? Known or science or both?
Well, both taken together, right? You made it. You said known science as far as known science.
Sure.
Is there a hyphen between that? Known dash science?
There could be, but known science, that's like you go on YouTube and you search and you go to university and you take classes, you buy books on science, and then everything will point. Excuse me?
Shadow giants. Okay. I'm just trying to get it down. So we got YouTube, we've got university, and we've got textbooks.
Yeah.
So that's known science.
And
is there anything else that's known science?
Plenty scientific publications. Am I saying something bizarre?
Okay. No. I'm just trying to get an idea of what known science is. Now you've mentioned. Let me see if I get this straight, because it gets a little difficult with the human mind. Well, you're into brains anyway. You know this already, right? Like you get to like 5 or 6 or 5 is roughly the cutoff point of when you can hold that number of elements singularly in the mind, right? Once it gets past that, it gets a little more difficult to remember them all. But you said university, that was one. You said textbooks. That was another for known science. You said YouTube, which is a fascinating one for known science. And then you said scientific publications. We don't need to get into exactly what those are. Is there anything else, or is that pretty much the sum of what known science is?
No, pretty much that's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Very good. All right. So known science. I'm sorry, I derailed you there a little bit, but you were saying known science says something.
We are just a bunch of cells.
Okay, so YouTube and university and textbooks and scientific publications say that we are just a bunch of cells.
Yes.
You called them amoebas earlier. Now you're calling them just a bunch of cells.
I mean, you could view each cell as an amoeba. You could view it. It has many similarities to an amoeba.
Does it matter? Does is there a law of identity violation there at all?
I don't know what you mean by the law of identity violation.
Oh, you don't know what the law of somebody who wants to debate doesn't know what the law of identity is.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've debated
That's
the
super
law.
interesting.
We've debated the law of
Super interesting.
identity. I mean,
Debated it.
why are you bringing it up?
Well, because you mentioned amoebas, and then you mentioned cells, and my question was, are amoebas the cells that you were talking about before, or is there a law of identity violation? In other words, if we did this as an equation, let's say, right, and we said amoeba equals cell and cell equals amoeba, is that right, or is there a law of identity violation going on?
I don't know what
Can you
you
have
mean.
a cell that's not an amoeba?
Of course.
Okay, so then cell is not necessarily amoeba, but amoeba is necessarily a cell.
Yeah.
Is it one cell?
Yeah.
That's.
Amoeba
I
is
don't know. I'd have to go. I might have to look it up on YouTube or go to university or something to figure that out, I suppose.
Okay. I mean, an amoeba is just a single-celled organism. You know, it runs around. An amoeba looks very similar to what we call T cells, white blood cells, the defense system of the body and the blood system. They're very similar.
But are T cells amoeba?
They might be some sort of an evolution of amoeba, so they might actually be considered an amoeba. I don't know. It's already technical. I'm not into. I think it's phylogenetics, whatever. I'm not the taxonomist, so.
Neither am I, to be honest. But I do fancy myself a bit of a philosopher and kind of street logician, let's say. So when we start mixing up amoebas and cells, and this can be that, and it's just like this, and we just assume these things. That's when I say I think there might be a law of identity violation here, but that may not bother you. Fair enough.
I don't know what you're referring to. If you look under a microscope
I know.
at a
That's
white
why we think we can't debate, Mr. Slave.
If you look at
But
a
you
white,
consider
that's
that
an
an ad
homonym.
now. I know.
Yeah. So if you look
I
at
know.
a,
I think it's an assumption again.
if you look
for your audience that might be listening,
if you look,
Mr. Slave says that's an ad hom. I say that's an assumption.
If you look at a white blood cell and amoeba simultaneously under a microscope, I would not be able to tell the difference. They behave the same.
They behave the same. Okay. All right. Like I say, I don't know. I don't even know if I've seen one under a microscope before. I may have seen pictures of them in YouTube or university.
Yeah, there's
or
plenty.
Or a textbook.
Yeah, there's plenty of YouTube videos of amoebas running around and of white blood cells running around. They look the same.
Yeah, some of them are in Portland.
Anyway.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, carry on. Anything else that you'd like to debate?
Let's go back to the proposition. So since we are nothing but a conglomeration of basically what seems to be amoebas or amoeba-like cells, just basically cells, living cells, and each one of them is amoral. So
but you cannot know that.
No.
Or you're assuming that.
Yeah, this is the
correct.
Right, but it's the best. Best to my knowledge.
They might be moral.
How? How would they be moral? Explain to me.
Well, I don't know, but since you cannot know, well, hang on. Don't interrupt for a second. I'm asking a question. I'm trying to explain to you. So, if you're making the assumption, right? But an assumption is not knowledge, right? You can't. Well, you don't believe that you can know anything, right? But I do. So in a debate, we have to come to terms. I believe that somebody can know something,
Mhm.
and you say they cannot know anything.
Mhm.
So when you say you assume that an amoeba is amoral, you
Mhm.
don't know that an amoeba is moral, which
Mhm.
again, just logically, mathematically even,
Mhm.
says that, well, there's potential chance that an amoeba could be moral
Yeah.
because you don't know that they are amoral.
Correct. Then
Okay,
we're in
fair
complete
enough.
agreement. Next topic.
Well, we're in agreement that you don't know, so I don't know how you can make a claim about anything or have a debate about anything. Which is again why we say you can't debate.
No, I can debate what I call practical knowledge. Absolute knowledge is unknowable, but practical knowledge is knowable. It's a limited knowledge.
Tell me more about that. Practical. Wait a minute. Did I hear you right? Practical knowledge is
Yes.
knowable,
Yes.
and
Prac-
impractical knowledge is not knowable. I got confused there,
No,
or
I
something.
distinguish between absolute knowledge and practical knowledge.
Absolute knowledge and practical. Okay, got it.
Right. Absolute, I don't know anything. I cannot know. That's unknowable. But for all practical intents and purposes, we can have a discussion about 1 + 1 = 2, about trees in the sky being blue and stuff like that. Just as long as we keep in mind that it's not absolute knowledge. Absolute knowledge is unattainable. We agree. I mean, that's my position. I'm an
Seems convenient.
Convenient. That's a reference to me, so that's ad hominem. So I'll disregard.
No, it's not a reference to you. It's a statement.
Yeah,
It seems convenient.
convenient to me. I'm assuming, right? But inconvenient
No, it
to
just
whom?
seems convenient
To whom?
to anyone. I mean,
To me.
yeah. Well,
If it's
anyone.
to, well, then it's.
It would be
Then I'll
convenient.
ignore
It
it.
would be convenient to me to be able to hand wave an idea of absolute knowledge. Maybe proof would be a better term for absolute knowledge, is proof. Or to your point, practical knowledge, and be able to, while hand waving the proof or absolute knowledge, be able to entertain and, in your words, debate practical knowledge. I think that's extremely convenient.
Yeah, I'll disregard it as an ad hominem. So let's move on.
Well, of course you would, because this is how you win your kind of debate, which is again why I assume you can't debate. But again, an assumption. You'll say it's an ad hom. I say it's
Yeah.
an assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on.
Yeah.
It's a stalemate. So let's move on.
Very, very good. Check. Very good. Okay.
So
Stalemate.
when we
Set
look,
the pieces back up again.
right. So when we look at a single cell, any single celled organism, I mean, it is a mechanism. It's basically a robot of molecules and atoms. Each
Again,
of
a
which,
claim.
yes, each of which is.
I don't accept that. I don't accept
So
that.
you think an amoeba is composed of something other than atoms?
I think it could be.
Give me an example of what.
You don't know. That's all I need.
Yeah, I
Mr.
agree with
Slave,
that. Yeah.
is you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So
But
it leaves the possibility.
Yes.
Hang on. It leaves the possibility
I agree.
of the opposite.
Yes, I agree.
And all I have to do is claim the
Yes,
opposite.
I agree. Well, on that we
Okay.
agree.
There you go. So
But
we can agree to disagree, I guess, is where we end up with that.
we're completely in agreement.
Why not?
I agree, because I agree with you that when it comes to absolute knowledge, it could be the opposite. So there's a complete agreement between us.
Yes, but then at the same time, you make a claim that you would like me to agree to that I'm not going to agree to. Again, saying that you cannot debate. That's an assumption. You'll say it's an ad
hominem.
hominem. Yeah.
You're referencing me. I'll disregard it.
Of course, fine.
Why do you keep repeating something that I've already responded to? What's the point? It's like a waste of time.
Well, you're also repeating the same thing.
What have
and
I
I'm just objecting to your repeating of an amoeba being immoral or a conglomerate of cells being amoral.
What have I repeated?
That.
I repeated what?
Yes. We could go back and listen 3 times now, I think. Maybe more. but at least 3 because I've had to object each time.
Anyway,
to say you do not know.
Yes, we agree. We agree. Why do you keep bringing
Great.
up knowledge again and again? We agreed on that. So please,
Yeah.
let's not bring it up again. Next time you bring it up, I don't know what to say.
Going
I don't want to
what?
waste. I would leave. I don't want to waste my time. I want to move forward.
Well, you okay. That was genuinely funny. Carry on. Carry on.
Anyway, so each amoeba is basically just atoms. So do you suggest that there might be something besides atoms? Do you want to suggest what?
No, I have no idea, but there might be.
Yes, there might be.
Could we change the subject?
Certainly.
Right. No, but I mean, so each amoeba is, and
I mean, amoebas. Nobody cares about amoebas. Is what I'm saying. Like literally out there, nobody cares about amoebas unless you study amoebas. Then I apologize. Apart from that, nobody cares. Let's talk about something that is, I don't know, very much in today's. It's everywhere today. Okay.
Wait, do you concede that amoral egoism?
No, I don't. But I would like to discuss something else because that is absolutely pointless.
What do you mean? I was making progress to prove my proposition.
You can't prove anything. Bullshit. You don't. You come on, dude. You said you can't prove anything. There's no absolute knowledge. Proof is absolute knowledge. You can't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, you were just saying you wanted to move on.
You can't win a debate.
I'm leaving
because of that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave because you're repeating something that for me is very boring.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Okay.
You too.
Okay. So
bye bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, these people don't want to move forward. It's like I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand. All right, let's move to the next server. Let's see this guy.
World that is
Hello.
a world that we cannot see, and this world that we cannot see, there are forces. Because I spoke to it. How can I not know something when I had
you can hear it, you just can't see.
Listen. Let me tell you something, right? You know how we are having a conversation on Discord right now, back and forth. I had a conversation with that spirit.
Oh, so they have cell phones in the world we can't
no,
see.
It's just north of
yeah. Hello.
Hello.
But there's that one dude comes in here sometimes and just everything he doesn't like, he calls anything he doesn't like either homosexual or Jewish.
Yeah,
and whether it actually is or not, he doesn't fucking care.
Yeah, like Beats,
there's a guy that's even worse.
Wait, Beats, just look up on Google Maps if you can, or just like in general, DACHAU. And
I
you'll get
know where it is.
place...
I know where it is. It's it's like near the Rhine. It
Yeah,
goes to the Rhine. Then it is like
it's north of it's north of a city in Bavaria. I think Munich.
Yeah.
That's what his name is.
Oh wait. Yeah, what's up, man?
Does anybody want to debate?
Quiet.
Does anybody want to debate something? I have a debate.
Sure.
I have a debate proposition.
Who's winning Russia, Ukraine? Bang, debate. Go on then.
Okay.
I think it's a stalemate, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Well, who's winning in the sense of their goals?
I still think it's a stalemate. I don't think anyone is making progress. I think.
No.
No. Well, I think.
So, in a military sense, the front is a stalemate, but the war in itself, Ukraine is winning because Russia hasn't been able to complete any of their goals. Like any of them. There's not a single goal that they have completed.
Okay.
When it comes to Ukraine, there has been some progress within the Eastern Front and also within the Southern Front. So, there was a little town in the south that they managed to like free up, and so Yeah, they were just doing like a little tactic of like, hey, let's put our attention more towards here, then they'll move away from this town, then we're gonna break through this town and fucking take it. And so then now they have to fight more on two fronts now, the Russians, instead of just like one front in that little town, because they have to focus in the north, now in east and west respectively.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the town,
what's the
but I
point?
have the live UA map, and so I could probably get it really quickly.
Why is it important? I mean, how is this different than a stalemate? It
A
looks like
stalemate is when there's effectively just zero progress
No
being made, like
progress.
there's no actual movement. But here there
Like,
is
as
actual
in-
movement being
yeah.
made. Like recently, they what was the region called? Sorry, this thing lags like shit for me as soon as I turn on. It was in the Kherson Oblast. They actually landed more towards the Kherson Oblast, so there's a little bit more territory that's been gained. They blew up a bridge connecting Russia and Crimea and okay, ads. What the fuck? Okay, skip video. Fuck this shit. Sorry about that. It was a damn ad. But so basically, what ended up happening was there was a bridge that's connecting Crimea to the Kherson Oblast.
Can you clarify when you say they? Who's they? There's both they. I mean, Russians and
So
Ukraine are both they.
So Ukraine, there was an explosion by the Ukrainians on the bridge connecting, obviously, Russia to Crimea. But what happened recently is that there was also an explosion by the Ukrainians that blew up part of the bridge connecting Crimea to the Kherson Oblast.
What's the point? So you think Ukraine is making progress? It's not a stalemate? That's what you're saying?
It's not a stalemate. A stalemate is when there's zero progress. And so just to mention specifically, within the Kherson Oblast, if you look towards more the western half, you'll notice that they've gained a little bit more territory on the southern bit. Or sorry, the northern bit of the Kherson Oblast, the one that's just above, like just below the Dnieper River. And this is the town right here.
Wait, but
Let
how
me
is this
see if it,
different? How is this different than a stalemate? You know, it's the motions are tiny or minuscule. It doesn't look like.
Robotny is the name of the
But
town.
how is this different than a stalemate? I mean, this could go on forever, right? I mean, it
It's a
doesn't
slow
look
and
like.
steady progress, but it's not called a stalemate. Is basically more along the lines of what happened a lot during World War One, where two lines were constantly dug in, and it was basically a war of mere meters.
So you think
here we see slow and steady progress, where they are like slowly taking over Russian positions and towns. Now it's not going as fast as the first offense, which was never expected to be.
Fine.
But it's definitely not a stalemate.
Okay, fine.
You're
Why is it important?
You're close. You're close.
Okay, does anybody want to discuss?
But yeah, no. Essentially, what he's saying is true. Essentially, what he's saying is true.
I don't have a
But let me
disagreement.
clear up a couple rough edges.
We don't have
Also, there was the
Is that in World War One? Yes, minuscule attempts were made at a push. The problem is that the front line never fucking moved. As in, it was the same front line throughout the whole of World War One. That was obviously on the Western Front we're talking about here. On
Yeah.
other fronts, it was totally different.
And to answer right here, within the entire region around
But within
Lyman,
Ukraine,
which is
but the difference is that it's not a stalemate because within Ukraine the front is moving. It's constantly moving because it's mobile warfare. It's
Lyman recently and was liberated. Zarichny was also liberated, part kind of as well. We have the region Siversk, which was liberated recently as
all about trying to connect the dots between what he was talking about and then trying to connect it to starting with the beginning.
Part of that whole thing, from at least on what I saw, was kind of like when.
Wow. No one available to debate. This is modern day debate. They're very sensitive to recording and streaming. Let's see that the audio is still good. Yeah, audio is good. Okay. Nothing interesting today. 2-on-2 VC. Oh, 2-on-2. That's boring. Religion.
have to do that.
Hello.
I'm not a fan of interrupting. Like, I'm not. However, with individuals like him,
Boring. God. Carefree cafe. Nothing. Echo chamber. Nothing. No. Okay, back to vegan world. I guess we're doomed to debate only vegans. And there's no one here. Okay. Maybe this guy. Hello. Hello? Hello? No. Debate hacks. No one here. What is this? Discord debates. Hello. Hello. KFC. No one here. The vegan cult. No one here. I guess it's a bad time. It's like afternoon. Everybody's resting after lunch. I gotta eat lunch. Nothing here and nothing here. Oh, there's somebody here. Hello. Hello.
Yo, hey, my dude.
Hey. That's not my name. My name is not Attention Seeker. My name is Mr. Slave, and I'm streaming live. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to debate something?
I like the live action.
What do you mean live action? Oh yeah.
You said
yeah.
you were live.
Yeah.
And you're doing some action.
Yeah. So
what are you doing? Which kind of action? And just
Uh,
by the way, listen to my voice. How nice it sounds. It sounds like an audio version.
That's good.
Of,
Like good.
It sounds like a Danish version of Sinatra. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It's really
How
like a
tall-
massage for the ears.
How tall are you?
How tall? Fuck man. In
Doesn't matter.
Which measurement do you want? Millimeters
whatever you want.
Are you from Germany, by the way?
I cannot disclose anything about myself. I'm anonymous.
Are you wearing Hugo Boss right now?
I cannot disclose any information about myself.
You are German. Because you Germans, you can never hide that thick German accent. It's just like But I love you Germans. Fuck, I love you guys. But never forget, never forgive. I have to say that.
Wait a minute.
But because you invaded Denmark back in the days.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, you're Danish?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were German. Okay. Wait, how tall are you?
No. Fuck no. I'm not German. I love Germany, but there's just some anger left in our culture because of the sudden invasion of our land.
We can discuss that. But
I'm just kidding.
Are you like 195 centimeters?
I am 189, but I have to be honest. On my Tinder, I have to be honest. I write 190.
Honesty is
I'm
good.
lying. But that's the thing. I'm honest, but I'm also lying because I'm.
That's fine.
1 centimeter shorter. Yeah, it's like acceptable lying.
That's fine.
It's
Anyway,
like saying I cheated, but you don't say how you cheated.
That's fine. Anyway, I have a list of debate propositions. Are you a debater? Do you like debating?
Yes, but I'm probably not your average debate type. Not that would be a problem. I just have
Wait, you're vegan, right?
Experience. No, actually, I quit veganism and I cannot get the vegan label off my profile. I don't know how to get it off.
Wait, that's interesting. So you quit veganism. Why?
Well, to start with, I was vegan for really dedicated vegan for 16 years. So it was like half my life. No, I'm 33, almost half my life. You know, I was really dedicated. You cannot get a more holistic vegan regarding my knowledge about the philosophical position regarding veganism. I also study philosophy. Health-wise, I'm also a personal trainer. You know, I was defending veganism for every imaginable position. And then what happened was that I began to get sick. And the diet was, to be honest, the diet was going sideways 12 years in. I got digestive problems regarding almost anything protein based. Legumes, lentils, you know, if it was even like tofu, it doesn't matter if it was fermented, tempeh, like didn't matter. I got like heavy digestible problems. I had like symptoms that I cannot, that's disgusting to describe, but you know, all the classical problems, bloating, all of this shit, and I couldn't, it was impossible for me to get it away. But I kept on plowing through with the diet. I was so, you know, I tried every variation of the diet to fix it. I was on the raw vegan diet, you know, eating raw food, vegan keto diet, vegan whole food diet, everything. I tried all of the variations and none of it worked. So I was left with really few protein sources in the end. And I was just beginning then to get like the other symptoms that came after the digestive problems kicked in. It was just anxiety, stress, mental issues, and it all disappeared after introducing eggs, for example. So it's not that it was just a decision based on like years of frustration with the diet. And I was not honest with myself during the diet because I kept ideologically, I was so invested. It was like the sunk cost fallacy. I was so fucking invested in the diet. With my whole identity was based upon the diet. So it took me maybe 6 years to. I was going through like sickness through 6 years, also hiding it. You know, I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to acknowledge it even. So it was a lot of secrecy around it too. And then I finally, you know, it all went away when I stopped eating vegan-based proteins. So that's like the short version of the journey. So I am pretty aware of the whole, like all the arguments for, against, you know, and so yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, so would you consider yourself to be anti-vegan or just not vegan?
No, not at all. I'm not. I think it's one of the most based position, like most coherent positions out there ethically. It's one you can argue against for sure. Of course, you can do that. But it's one of the strongest positions out there, and I'm a big supporter of the cause. Of course, I have a critique of the vegan community, a parts of it, but it's I'm not anti-vegan in any way, shape, or form. I'm a huge supporter of the diet, and just maybe it took me a long time to realize that with any diet, it doesn't work for everyone, and it was the objectivity I subscribed to the diet was just, I believe firmly that everybody could be vegan forever.
Wait,
and it was really hard it was like a hard pill to swallow, that the fact was that was not the case. That there are some people, and that group is on world, like global scale, it is large, but there are some people that are not thriving on it, and the diet is associated for some with these mental issues, like increasing anxiety and gut problems and all this. And of course, we need also the vegan diet is not studied for people eating on that diet for like a whole lifetime. We need more large scale study on that. That will come out soon, hopefully in the next decades.
Hold
So
on,
no, I'm pro vegan.
Hold on, look at me. Okay, so I'm actually interested in what you said about the ethical position. You mentioned something, it's the strongest, most based positions or something. That's what I'd like to talk about. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, I just mean that
Mhm.
if you can take a lot of debate topics, like classical debate topics, like abortion, if you believe in God, all of this, and most people haven't been thinking their defense of consuming animal products to the end. So my point is just that if you take this debate up with like a generic portion of the population, that those people have no chance in, let's just say, winning a debate with a schooled vegan in a debate. So the arguments are so strong that most people, like, you see this on YouTube all the time with the classical vegan activists. They are really destroying 9.9 of everyone who are trying to challenge the position. Because they haven't been, they haven't been thinking it through.
Okay,
if it makes sense.
that's fine. I'm anti-vegan. You are pro-vegan, so I've never been. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but I'm not pro-vegan in the sense that I think it should be universally applied to everyone. I'm just not against it. Like, I support. I'm pro-vegan, but I'm pro every diet that makes people thriving and are healthy.
No, I don't care
Yeah.
about the diet. I care about the ethics. You said that every debate, like 99%, the vegans win. Okay,
Like in general, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm anti-vegan. I don't think I've ever heard a debate in which a vegan won, unless they cheated.
Cheated? Which way? Like, they lied or what?
Yeah, they lie a lot, sure.
Yeah, well,
And-
but that's my point. Like, that's a critique of the community. That's when you get ideologically invested to that degree that you are not open to see that there are flaws and that the in the argument, and then the position is not applicable to everybody. But
No,
that's my point with the religious / ideological position that poisons the whole community and debate.
No. You said you believe you're pro-vegan and you believe that it is the most based, the strongest ethical position or something like
As
that.
one of them, yeah, I think
I
it's
believe
pretty.
I believe it is the most unethical positions to hold. I think it is the most unethical position to hold.
Yeah, in which way?
I mean, assuming I even know what the vegan position is. I mean, in my experience, I still don't know what the vegan position is, but theoretically, if I can assume a position, it is completely the most unethical position possible. But let's start with the definition, I guess. How do you define veganism?
Oh, veganism, I would define it as just the lifestyle where you're consciously trying to reduce the consumption of animal products to the degree you can in the context of your capabilities.
Yeah.
For example, if
You
you're
just
poor,
you
then-
just described the entire universe. That's why I think it's difficult to define veganism. You just described me. You just described people who only eat meat. Obviously, they try to.
I don't think so.
Yeah, as far as I know. Well, you just described me.
But I said that in part of the definition was that you try to,
Yeah,
as
that's
much as you humanly like you
Yeah,
can in the context you're in.
Yeah, that's me. That's everyone. That's even lions and cheetahs. Carnivorous animals.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
How can it if you're If
Yeah.
you're only eating meat, how is that trying as hard as you can
That's as
not
hard
to
as
eat meat?
that's as hard as I can. That's it. But you said as hard as I can. I mean, eating
But you're
meat.
not trying. But you're not
Yes, I am.
trying not to.
Yeah, of course I am. I mean, eating meat is, it costs money, and I always try to save money. So of course I'm trying to
But
reduce.
you're not trying as hard as you can.
This as hard as I can. That's it.
Do you know, like hard as you can on that scale would be if you had a gun to your head and they said, "Eat vegan."
Oh, that's your definition of hard as I can. Anyway,
No, that is like as hard as you it's on a spectrum, of course. But if you take the extreme end of that spectrum, as hard as you can would be like your own life was at stake. But I'm saying as hard as you can, and then I added in the context you are in. That means if, for example, if you have the context is the spectrum. Do you have a gun to your head? How much money do you have? Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Whatever. But I think to be honest, I think you're just playing with the definition to. Like it's not interesting just saying it's everyone. I don't know what your point is.
No, you just redefined. So as soon as you redefined, I was gonna retract. It's not like I'm not here to play word games. No. I explained to you my position. I said lions. They basically my position
But
is.
you know what I meant when I said they're trying as much as they can
No,
to.
I didn't know. And when you said gun to the head, that's different. So then I retract.
But okay, fair enough. But okay, my point was just that if people are trying to reduce poverty, then they're trying as hard as they can. Then there's like it's on a spectrum in a way. Like it's in a context for every person.
Yeah. Let's ignore poverty. I want to concentrate on just eating animals, just veganism for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the definition of a vegan is someone who would, given a gun to their head, would still refuse to eat meat, or only then would eat meat. That's a vegan.
Or it's like if it's on a spectrum, then that's but that's the question. That's a part of the. I think the part of definition would be that mostly they would not sacrifice their own life for the animals, and that's I think that's where the limit goes for most vegans. But with all definitions, it's to
why
some
not?
degree they. Yeah.
Why not sacrifice your life for the animals?
Yeah, that's one of my critiques of not critiques, but let me say challenges to a vegan debater is that because as you know, by consuming plant-based meals, you are also killing animals by a lesser percentage, but you're still doing that. So that implies that you are valuing your own life over thousands of animals, insects, whatever, rabbits, and all these small animals. So you are implying that your own life is more valuable.
Not just that. Not just that, but if you eat one cow, it would take you probably a year to consume the beef of one cow. So if you only eat beef, you're killing very few animals during your life. But if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you're causing the murder of many, many, many animals for your vegetables.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah.
So it's actually more. So it's more ethical to be a cow eater than a vegetable eater.
Well, yeah, it depends on how true that is. I don't know if it takes a year to eat a cow. I would doubt that.
It's very slow. I mean, a cow is very big.
Yeah, but I don't know if it would take a year though. But
it doesn't. It's much less. I mean,
yeah. But the point is just that it is true that the vegan are implying that their life is more worth than hundred thousands of animals during their lifetimes. And the question is, why is that?
Yeah.
And they don't have often an answer, because here comes the interesting part. Then it becomes the carnivores and vegans are on the same spectrum. They're both killing animals. Exactly. They're both killing animals. And the question is how many? And then they're moving towards each other in a way that they're actually on the same page.
Yeah.
They're just killing less animals because they're valuing their own life as more worthy of justification for living than animals. So they're doing the same thing.
Okay, but what's wrong with killing animals?
What?
What's wrong with killing animals? What's wrong with killing?
I wouldn't say that there's something intrinsically wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. So why do you bring it up?
Why? Because it's a critique of the vegan position that they are implying, they're not consciously saying that, but it's implied in them eating vegetables that
Are you against?
they
Are you against
What?
killing? Are you against killing animals?
No, not. I'm not against it.
Do you have an
Per
ethical
se.
position? Wait, I don't. I'm losing your position a little bit. I'm losing the
But
understanding.
my ethical position is much more abstract. It's much more fucked up than it's
Wait,
way beyond
you said you're pro.
isolated.
Wait. You said you're pro-vegan, and
Yeah, but
veganism
not
is the most.
pro-vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not pro. I think you misunderstood, or maybe I didn't explain. It's not like I'm pro. I'm just like supporting the. Like I think it's for people who are enjoying the diet and are happy. Like I'm pro-vegan in that way. Like I don't have anything against it. I'm also pro-carnivore diets for people who are happy
No,
on that.
but
I'm not.
you mentioned it as an ethical position. It sounded like you think that veganism is the most ethical, most based, or more based, more ethical than other
It
positions.
depends on it, but it depends on the context. For example, I think it's better to kill less animals, of course, but
Why?
not by it, but not by because of less suffering. But I don't think that.
Let's ignore
I
the
don't think
suffering.
it's always. I don't
Wait.
think it's also
Let's
always
ignore.
good.
Wait.
Yeah, but I just have to explain that I don't think it's always good just because you're reducing suffering. There's a context. For example, as I said, if somebody's getting sick by the vegan diet, I think that's more important than the animals.
Let's ignore that. Let's ignore the sickness from the. I just want to think about the ethical position. So, where were we?
I was just explaining that my ethical position is more abstract than taking an isolated case and judging that as ethical or not.
But you
I don't
said
think
veganism is the most based philosophy.
based. What I meant was just that the position is usually hard to argue against generally. Like in general, it doesn't mean that it's not defeatable in any way.
Okay, why is it okay? So it's hard to argue
Like for
against it.
example, I've been when I was vegan, I was doing a lot of activism where I would debate people on the street.
Mm-hmm.
They would and I was pretty good at convincing them that or challenging them because they didn't have any good arguments. That the debate would go something like this: the other animals eat other animals, therefore I can eat meat, and I would just say, you know, bring up the fallacy of arguing from tradition and saying, oh, but rape has also been there all the time, you know. Is that also good then? And then they would say, oh, I see your point, and then they would
Hold on. What's wrong with rape? Let's debate rape. What's wrong with rape?
Well, for what's wrong with rape?
Yeah.
There's
or murder.
but my position is then I have to get into my position because it's not a yes or no answer. Like I cannot say it's okay. I would say this to start with. It's both good and bad, but that doesn't. It's more complicated than
No,
I can get into more.
What do you mean by good and bad? What's your
Yes,
definition?
exactly. That. Yeah, exactly. So imagine. Imagine. Let me see the best example where I can start. Okay, I think good and bad are implying each other in a dualistic understanding. So if you, for example, do you agree with
what's your
if I have
definition?
if do you agree that if I create the concept of left, then it implies right?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Left doesn't make any sense without right. Then it would just be nothing.
Yeah,
So
I
good
understand. Yeah, I understand.
good
Good, bad.
also implies bad.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand. But
Then
what
it
is?
gets then it gets more tricky than that, because then you will notice that good implies bad and bad implies good, but it does that infinitely, and it can change into each other. This polarity will change infinitely based on perception and
But what is good?
and
What's your definition of good and bad? What's your definition of good? What is the definition of good?
it's whatever you perceive it as, but it's a human category,
If I
like
like,
mental category.
okay, so if I enjoy raping, so raping is good.
Yeah, you can honestly view rape as good.
Okay,
In
so I lose you. I mean, because you
no,
said
because I would there's a development
Mhm.
there's a development there's an understanding of what good and bad is collectively that is deeply embedded in us, that you can like a Wi-Fi that you can connect to and understand these concepts, but they're not conceptual, and they're intuitive. There's like a deep
so you
intuition you
just
have about them.
yeah, you just destroyed veganism because the world agrees that murdering animals in order to eat their flesh is a good thing. So your
I
entire
don't
position,
necessarily
yes,
I
your
don't
entire
necessarily
position,
know
yes,
I
your
don't
entire,
necessarily know if they think it's a good thing. I
of
just
course.
think they haven't
I
thought
mean,
about it.
yeah. What do you mean? Well, there you go. They thought about it. This is what they do. Maybe they, you know what? Maybe they never thought about it. But the fact is, as you said, it's the Wi-Fi that we connect to. The world murders animals to eat them.
No. They're definitely not connected to that Wi-Fi. I'm talking about these logos where you can get a okay. My point is just this:
I understand.
you
I understand.
in your
Look, everyone agrees.
okay,
No, everyone agrees that just causing pain on animals, that doesn't make any sense. Most people, unless they're psychopathic, most people enjoy taking care of their pets and, enjoy taking care of each other, of animals, of stray animals, most people by far. So, but we also sometimes chop their head off as painlessly as we can and cook them and eat them. And that's just so that's the Wi-Fi. That is what we do in this universe. And according to you, that is the definition of good. So that destroys completely, eviscerates veganism.
maybe I'm
Yeah.
just I think the point I'm making is this, that you have no idea. For example, if you're a consequentialist, then if you
What
take
does
an
that mean?
isolated case,
I don't know these
it
words.
means that you judge something as ethical based on the consequences.
What do you mean by ethical?
If it's good or bad, basically.
What do you mean by good or bad?
Morally.
What do you
Like
mean by moral?
again, yeah, well, as I said before, it comes down to a intuition that we all share. Like, for example, if you say,
What do you mean?
I'm
Wait.
still no, but listen, just 2 seconds. I will explain everything. If you say I'm hungry, and I ask you, what do you mean by hungry? It doesn't make that question doesn't make any sense. I know what you mean because I have the same intuition about the feeling of hunger.
I agree.
So if I ask you what do you mean by hunger, and I already know, I'm doing a play where I'm forcing you to just define what you're saying with a new word, but then I can say, what do you mean by that word? And then that will go infinitely, that game.
Language.
It's something.
Language is a
Yeah,
self-referential
it's something.
system.
Yeah, exactly. That's something Derrida, for example, Jacques Derrida pointed out, and that was his argument for why you can never find truth in a conceptual realm, because
Yeah, I agree.
it's never ending. So
I
it's
agree.
based on so what you're after is it's something is an engineer and philosopher called Alfred Korzybski. He made a distinction between surface structure and deep structure in language.
Fine, I agree. It's fine. I agree. I
Yeah,
agree. I agree completely.
but it's just the point is just that so you know what I mean when I say good and bad. It's that same intuition you have about it, but it's not.
I mean,
Fundamentally, it is.
yeah, but
the content of it can change. But it's like hunger. You can be hungry of different things, but the hunger in itself is phenomenologically the same experience.
Right, but
it must be.
You right. You look. Let me ask you this. So, you can kill an animal painlessly. Let's assume we can kill an animal absolutely painlessly, faster than the speed of neuronal transmissions. So, you crush the head super fast, so it doesn't feel anything. Instantaneously, or you put it to sleep and then you chop the head. You make sure, with fMRI, with all the latest tech, you make sure, like you said, as hard as you can, there's no pain. Is there a problem killing the animal then?
Yeah, well, that you have to ask yourself that.
I asked myself, and I don't see the problem.
Oh,
I mean,
well, then
there's no suffering. There's no
yeah, well,
mhm.
yeah, except that then that's case done. It's
So
closed.
that
Then,
also completely eviscerates veganism.
yeah, it you're attacking their ability to argue from an objective standpoint.
No,
because
no,
you're
this
not.
is no. This is completely practical, and this is actually what I think the industry looks like. I mean, the industry tries as hard as it can to reduce the suffering of animals. I mean, even if you look at a farm and you see that the animals are suffering, yeah, but they're trying to reduce it. I mean, the legal system and people in general try to reduce the suffering of animals. People go home to their pets and they take care of their pets. And when they go to the farm and they have to work and they have to kill the animals, yeah, they use cattle prodders, electric shock, whatever they can to chop the head off. It might be painful, but that's not the intent. They go home and they take care of their pets, and if the pet suffers, they cry. So it's not like they want to kill the cow and cause it pain. They're doing whatever they can to avoid pain, but there's a limit. There's financial limit, because at the end, we live a practical life, and that completely destroys veganism. No one no one eats a cheeseburger.
It depends on the definition of the vegan position, but
no.
Doesn't this? It's. I agree. It like the vegan position comes down to we agree a matter of not if it's okay to kill animals, but how many animals. And that I agree with you that the vegan position is flawed because they're trying to make it seems like that they are not killing animals, and they are.
No. I'm arguing something. No, I'm arguing something more fundamental. A little bit more fundamental. I mean, we're going through many arguments, but this argument is a little bit more fundamental than just numbers. I'm saying that even if I eat a cheeseburger and I know the animal suffered, in order for me to eat the cheeseburger, but I certainly don't want the animal to suffer. I didn't want the animal to suffer. No one in the line in the chain of supply wanted anyone to suffer. But I have to eat, and the farmer has to produce meat. Everyone has to do what they got to do. You got to do what you got to do. No one wants anyone to suffer. No one enjoys. No one is a psychopath. Statistically, very few people are psychopathic, and even then, probably only.
It's pretty many. It's like plus 2% of the world's population. It's like millions.
Yeah. So I mean, when you go to a farm and you see that the animals are suffering, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. That's the best I can do. My life has a lot of suffering in it. Everyone suffers, so the cow has to suffer too. It's not like I don't suffer. It's not like I'm eating the cheeseburger and my life is perfect. I'm eating the cheeseburger and my life is still not perfect. And no one has a perfect life, and I try to give the cow a perfect life. But I'm not. I can't. There's no perfection. We can, try to perfect. Maybe in the future, I don't know. We're gonna, But you're also not considering the fact that you go on YouTube and you see farms, and in many of the farms, the animals are having a great life. And then at the end, they chop their head off as painlessly as possible. But these animals had a great life. So if you care about the animals, you should be happy that there is a farm industry. Because if we all became vegan tomorrow, then we might destroy in time all life on Earth because we don't need it. The vegetarians, the vegans, they keep killing animals for their vegetables. So as the population grows, we're gonna keep killing animals until there's none left, except for humans and vegetables.
Yeah.
That's what
Hey, dude,
vegans.
sorry, 2 seconds. I just have to get another beer. 2 seconds.
Go.
As a German, you would know the importance of that action.
I'm refusing to.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you with the beer thing, man. Typical Germans.
Typical.
Alcoholics, all of you. Fucking. Have you ever been to Oktoberfest?
I cannot disclose any personal information, and actually,
Yeah, because you cannot remember because you were drunk.
Exactly.
At Oktoberfest.
Exactly.
Doing inappropriate things. I'm just kidding. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, I was actually going to leave the conversation because it's been an hour of streaming. Finally, we had a good debate. It was worth it. Let's see if there's anything else anywhere in the world worth discussing. We have a message from Viga. It's been a while since I spoke to this guy. Vegan Gains Public. Wow. Vegan Gains has a server. That's funny. Hello. Is this it? Teapot. Oh, Vegan Gains. Is this really a Vegan Gains server? He's gonna probably kick me out of the server. He doesn't like me. Oh, we have a visitor. Hello, Mr. J-Rocks.
Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm a little late to the show, but can I still do the intro, or is it too late for the intro?
Okay, are you ready for the sound?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that was good.
I missed it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, some J-Rock actually said something. I guess when you opened. Wait.
Do you like Hansi Hinterseer?
I'm not going to respond to that.
To what?
To what you just said. Anyway, listen, I actually have to go because I normally stream. I try to aim for about an hour, and I've been here for altogether an hour and 13 minutes. But it's been a really good debate. I really enjoyed the conversation with you.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was great too. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a debate, but.
No, it was in my mind. It was a good
I would say like 2 Germans sitting in a bar talking.
Good enough. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
Okay, take care, man.
Take care. Bye bye. Okay, let me find the server and get out of here. All right. Okay, J-Rock, what do you say? You can have the intro and the outro.
All right, so this is a late intro. Bam. We is live. Welcome to the Mr. Slave Show, where you never know what the topic of debate is going to be about. I am your host, J-Rock, aka Skinny Juan, and I'm gonna add I'm gonna add to the intro. If this was the beginning of the stream, I would have said something like, if whoever's watching, comment down below in the live chat what you think Mr. Slave is going to be debating about. Like, if you think he's going to be debating about veganism, right? Veganism. If you think he's going to be debating about 1 + 1 does not equal 2, write that down. Whatever your guess is, comment what you think today's show might be about. So with that being said, I will hand the mic over to the star of the show. Take it away, Mr. Slave.
Thank you, Jared. But
That would have been the intro.
But you always say that you never know what I'm going to talk about. But I have a list of debate topics. You're aware of that?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't know what your debate opponent is gonna pick from your list.
Right. That's true. That's true.
That's why I said we don't know.
I agree with that.
And that's why I added to the intro to comment for the people to comment below what they think you might talk about from your proposition.
Yes. Anyway, so I actually wanted to discuss with you what we've been texting back and forth on Instagrams. That you think we should play more videos of Ganstar, and I told you that it's
not just any video in general. Like if we're remember that video you were reacting to, that live video. I mean, if you're talking about that, then we should watch it while you react to it.
I mean, that's specifically TFM. I mean, that's someone that I religiously listen to twice a week for hours. So I've been doing that for many years, long before I was in the pickup community, long before I knew Alex. I was following TFM. So I used to love TFM. Today I don't like him as much, and today I'm reacting to him. But Ganstar is not someone that I follow, and the content that Ganstar makes, I don't find interesting at all. I find very few people that there's very few people that I follow. When I do follow them, I completely follow them and only them, and everything they have to say I listen to. But there's very few of them. There's, I would say, less than 10 content creators that I listen to all their shows. So TFM is one of them. So that's why I listen. That's why I react to TFM. I don't react to Ganstar because I don't follow Ganstar. TFM is very interesting, very divisive. What?
Didn't you? I mean, I think you did follow him before. Like, so you were always commenting on his video. You're like, brother, you got to let these people go. Let them go. That's why you used to comment on his videos.
Yeah. Because I didn't like the content. I don't enjoy the content where you discuss other people. I find it boring. That's I was saying I don't like the content. That's exactly what I was saying. I would never say to TFM, let anything go, nor anyone else that I follow. As much as I disagree with them, I find it an interesting topic. But what Ganstar discusses, I find boring. But when I had a conversation with Ganstar, it was very interesting, very productive. But his videos are not interesting to me. Like Ganstar feels that it's hopeless, and I don't even know what his position is. It's hopeless, and you have to look good or something like that. I completely disagree. That's not my experience. I don't know what he's talking about. I know many people who are very ugly, many men who are ugly and get a lot of chicks. I know chicks who are ugly and get a lot of men. So it works both ways. It's very much dependent.
I would disagree with you on that because okay, no, I will agree that the ugly women can get dudes because that's the market. That's just how the market is. But I don't really think that a guy that's 0 can get a girl that's 10.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've seen it many times. Definitely.
Maybe because he was rich or a
No,
sugar daddy,
no,
maybe
no,
rain.
no, nothing to do with that. No. No, and I explained the most important thing is to look in the eyes, and to send a message of, and to be supportive and to be strong, to be a rock that she can lean on, to be there to always be there in the cold nights, to always be
Okay.
there. What?
I said, okay, well, let me ask you this then. If you believe that someone who's a total 0 can get a 10, then why do you personally bother to, like, I don't know, brush your teeth and groom yourself and all that? Why don't you just completely let yourself go? Don't shave, don't brush your teeth, let your nails grow out, no showering. I mean, if if that's all you had to do was look into their eyes, then why bother working up to?
No, even if I were to never see another woman in my entire life, I would never do that. I would always take care of myself. That has like nothing to do with that. I don't, that's irrelevant to women. I mean, obviously, before a date, you take care of yourself, but that's not even before a date. That's before meeting anyone for whether you want to impress. You go for a job interview. I probably prepare more for a job interview than I do for a date. Like for a job interview, you actually shave and you do a lot more for a job interview with a guy than you do for a girl. So that's that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, I mean, you want to impress as much as you can, but there are some men who can impress even, and they have perfected the game of impressing women to such an extent that they can be homeless. There's one video of a guy who is literally homeless, literally homeless. He's not joking. He is homeless. He's always getting drunk, but he has good game and he picks up chicks. And
Wait, so you're telling me that there's a homeless pickup artist?
yes, actually, I think either Alex covered him or John covered him. Yeah, I was actually aware of him even before they covered him. Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Slave, so because this is the topic that we're discussing right now, I think now would be appropriate for me to ask you, can you pull up a video about this guy?
No, because I mean, you can look it up. I mean, it's not. Let's see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I've seen, and it's my experience. I don't need this specific video. And
I mean, well, what about for the people that might watch this stream in the future? Like, maybe they'll want to, like, look into it while we're
Google it.
commentating on it.
You can Google. They can Google homeless pickup artists. They'll find them or something. If I am able to find it, if I would be able to find it, then they should be able to find it. So, but that's not all my evidence. My evidence is my personal experience with myself and with other men that I know in my life, and I've seen firsthand. I've seen quadriplegics married to gorgeous women. There's one guy on YouTube who is literally a quadriplegic. He weighs like 25 pounds. His head weighs more than the rest of his body, probably. He has a tiny torso, and his arms and legs are, thin, like twigs. Literally, his wife is gorgeous, and she takes care of him. And there's also a Russian. I remember once watching a video of a Russian girl. Same thing, gorgeous, and her husband is quadriplegic. and she loves him so much, and she cannot believe that he's with her, and she,
Yes, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna take all these right now.
what are you gonna do?
Can you see these?
No, I can't see anything.
Hold on. I'll turn on the light.
Wait, what are you trying to show? What is that? I cannot tell what that is. These are pills?
Yes.
Of what? Anabolics?
Vitamins.
Oh.
This I'll show you. Like if this right here.
Why are you showing this?
Just to show you what I'm gonna take. To show you what I'm doing.
Are you sure it's healthy?
Yeah, it's got the it's got the basic multivitamin. It's got fish oil. It's got
I take that. I take that. Just make sure you're not wasting money, because I take a lot of vitamins and stuff, but I buy it really cheap. I buy them separate.
Yeah, this has everything.
I eat multivitamin gummies every day, and I take a fish oil supplement every day. I take a lot.
So we're in the same.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't buy them in a pack. I buy whatever is for sale. Anything that's for sale, I just buy.
Hey, hold on, Mr. Slave. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on, and I'm using the phone that I'm talking to. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. Anyway, we have to finish the stream. So until he comes back, let's go see if we can find somebody else to discuss. Oh, let me see. I have this message. Or I don't. What is this one? Where is this? How do you find where the message is coming from? It says one, but where is it? Is it this guy? This guy? No, these are just guys that are online. I don't know. Where is this one pointing to? We responded to. Is it from here? How do you figure this out? Direct message. I don't know. I think we went through. Discord is impossible to understand. Friends. I don't know. Crit is garbage. Vegan gains public. Let's see. Anyone wants to debate me? Let's go into Tea
All right, Mr.
Party.
Slave. I'm gonna have to come back on my other phone, so that way I'm not using my main phone to be on here and to make phone calls. So I'll probably have to come back.
Stream. So why don't you say goodbye to everyone?
Okay, we'll just end the stream then.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everyone who watches this in the future, thanks for tuning in to the Mr. Slave Show. If your prediction, let us know if you guessed correctly what the topic of debate was about. And yeah, we'll wait and then tune in next time to see what unpredictable debate happens.
Exactly. I just changed the title of today's video because I actually thought it was Saturday. It's refusing to change it. Never mind. All right, everyone. Thank you very
Can
much.
I end with a question of the day just to wrap it up? Who is your favorite slave out of all the slaves you met? Like, for example, that one guy that was in the debate with you with Alex. Is he your favorite slave with you?
No, he's not a slave. He's a sissy. It's different.
Do you have a favorite slave in your network of slaves?
No. I don't have a network of slaves. I don't know anyone in the BDSM community except for chicks, except for beautiful models.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right, well, that answers my question of the day, and I guess we can call it a wrap.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.